We have a huge problem. And that problem is skin cancer, which affects around 7,200 Canadians a year, in which 1,250 people of this group will die from. And I know when I look out in the audience that everyone has been affected by cancer in some way. Most skin cancers are caused by harmful UVA and UVB rays of the sun. But did you know that applying SPF 30 sunscreen cuts your chance of getting cancer by 80%? It just goes to show how a small precaution, such as the one I mentioned, can go a long way. In Canada, a large majority of youth spend more than 1 hour outside unprotected from the sun, a large percentage of which are unaware or unconcerned about the damage the sun can do to their skin. At SUNNA, our philosophy is that prevention is the best offense. Our team, Lauren, Isabel, Alexander, and myself have come up with a solution to this problem. What is our solution? Clothing. Clothing that uses UVB protecting materials that prevent 98% of the sun's damaging rays from reaching the skin while looking aesthetically pleasing, changing color, and being practical. Additionally, the material that we will be using to create our clothing will also moisture wick, meaning that it will be the perfect attire to wear from our target group of athletes, outdoor workers, and even casual shoppers. So you might be wondering, is this product even profitable? And the answer I can give you is yes. We surveyed over 50 people, and more than 50 of the responses say that they are willing to pay $20 to $30 or $30 to $40 for this product. But a figure that always blows my mind when I was doing the research is that I found the expenses for creating this particular product, including design and manufacturing, is only $5.86 for all the benefits that I mentioned. So yes, it is very profitable. So now I just want to invite Lauren to come up over here and talk about the target audience.
We have identified 3 target audiences for our product. First, athletic. These are individuals with an active lifestyle that may play various outdoor sports. Second, preventative. These are people that may already have skin cancer or that want to prevent it from happening in the first place. Third, the outdoor worker. These are individuals whose job requires them to work outside and they're highly exposed to harmful UV rays. We have also identified 3 buying groups. The 23 to 45-year-old age group is our primary target. This group will have a moderate disposable income and will buy more quantity than the other 2 groups. The secondary group is 46 to 65 age group. They have the highest disposable income and are very conscious about their health. The 14 to 22 age group are our brand carriers and will mostly buy for themselves or friends and want to buy for fashion but have a limited budget. We have completed a survey and found strong support for our product, whereby 100% of people were interested in our product and 100% said they would buy for a family member. 86.7% believe the product would benefit their lifestyle and 93.3% would be willing to pay for our unique technology. And now Alex will be talking about our business model.
For the business model, we broke it down into 2 parts. The first part was identifying our sales channels. And what we've identified is that we'd like to go online. And how are we going to do this? Well, first, we're going to build a branded online e-commerce store, as well as an Amazon online e-commerce store. And why online? Well, there are 2 main benefits for starting out online. The first is there's a very low cost for startup. The second point is that it's very simple to drive traffic to. We go from Facebook and we drive it, or whatever we use for the ads, we drive it to the website. And then the second part in our business model is really getting clear on that we're selling a brand and not just a product. And the benefits from this is that, 1, we get to sell the experience. This gives us, it allows us to charge more for a product. It adds perceived value. As well, it's harder to copy because now you're not just copying the product, you're also having to copy the experience. And I guess the last benefit is that it gives us also flexibility coming in at a brand's perspective, that it allows us to sell other related products as well. And now, how are we going to make money? This is an example of one revenue chain, is that first we attract the customer into our loop, Then we inform them on our solution, and then we allow them to buy. We give them the opportunity to buy our solution. And now I'm going to pass it off to Isabel to close.
Our next steps are simple. Create a demand for a UV clothing line while raising awareness. A collective goal of ours is to build a large brand while raising awareness with the fashionable element on the side, and possibly partner with a bigger brand in the future. This is where you come in, judges. We need your help, but how can we make a profit? Our unique lifestyle brand draws consumers in while bringing the awareness to skin cancer. In summary, prevention is the best offense, as mentioned before. Thank you for your time and attention. We are SUNNA.
So if I could invite SUNNA to kind of hang out over here, because when the judges are finished sharing their feedback, we can make the exchange of microphone easier. So Glenn, I think you're the one who hasn't had a chance to lead. So I'll throw it over to you for your 1 minute.
Yeah, very good presentation, gang. I like the vibe. I like the enthusiasm. That's very important when talking to prospective investors. The only thing I wasn't truly clear on was I didn't really see any examples of your actual products. And I absolutely understand how important UV protection is, but I perhaps would have liked to have seen a little bit more about what your product line would be offering.
I'm going to iterate on that too, is that obviously prevention's key, but you guys have your arms, everything that does show. How does that get prevented? Are we going to do fingertips to neck, wearing a shirt to the beach? How are you going to prevent that user from happening? Is it something that absorbs perspiration and then that pushes the lotion out? Like, what's the way that it's actually protecting you? What are your barriers to entry? Are there patent problems, issues because other people are using the same sort of materials? It's something that you want to look into. Obviously, good team dynamics, great energy. And I'll leave it at that.
Fantastic presentation, you guys. As far as presenting skills go, absolutely, A-class. I have a couple of concerns which I think you guys can address pretty readily, namely your customer validation questions. Those charts look fantastic, but I don't think that those are the questions you really want to ask people. Would you want to buy UV protective clothing? Of course, but there's no downside to that. Well, is it the exact same t-shirt, but now it costs $20 more? That's like comparing one item of clothing to an equivalent item of clothing with UV protection and seeing how much more money that would cost, and then asking people if they would still be willing to make that purchase. That's line of questioning I think would give you more information on whether or not you should pursue that. In addition, you mentioned moisture wicking technology. That I imagine adds an additional cost to it, and I'd urge you to consider different lines, some that have something more athletic like moisture wicking, and other things. Thank you very much. Did you guys have any questions?
The whole idea of online, I think, is good because you're talking about minimal investment for startup. And one of the other benefits of online sometimes is manufacture to order. Is that your thinking, or would you have to have inventories of quantities of the various items, or do you see manufacturing to order?
So if you guys didn't hear, his question was about kind of what are we going to do with the product? Like, are we going to have a product? Like, are we going to order a whole bunch in, hold in like a warehouse, for example? Or are we going to, what we actually are going to do is most likely, if we can find perhaps a white labeler, so we can just white label product, that might be one option. Just because we're still in the development stage, we haven't set a concrete road of where we want to go. But I think looking forward, it would be a good idea to have it that we don't have to hold any inventory. Like, we can maybe do like an order on demand, and obviously you'd have to build a relationship with the supplier, and then you would figure out what the quantity of or how much you would be ordering every month, for example, of like a certain line, like whether it's a t-shirt or whatnot. So ideally, we would not be holding the product. It would be order on demand, if that answers your question.
You guys listed some expenses for design and manufacturing, I believe. Where did those figures come from? And what do they refer to exactly?
Okay, so you're referring to this slide. So I personally, when I was researching this, was looking at the outsource that's very popular, Alibaba and AliExpress. And how it works is that there are many clothing manufacturers there on that platform, and then for a specific quantity that you're going to order, the price is quite low. So that is these are the prices that I got. So with the fabric that is moisture wicking and then color changing as well as UV protective, it would be $2.86 per piece. And then if you want an additional design, it could cost anywhere between $2 to $5.
Two questions. Can you define the tech behind the product? I'm assuming you're going to need some time to test the product, make sure it works, go through those cycles before you have somebody manufacture it. And then the other question was, is there a tech built into the product that lets the user be aware that the UV is worn out because they've been washing it and wearing it over time? So basically you have a time to live shelf life on your t-shirt and your clothes.
As for the product itself, the fabric itself will protect the user from the UV rays, so that will not get worn out. And as for the color changing aspect, as you can see, this is sort of our prototype here. There are some stores that that use these colorful designs on their t-shirts, but we're taking it to a next level, making our product aesthetically pleasing with the same thing as they're doing, while protecting the user's skin as well as having that fabric moisture wick as well.